Welcome, folks. We wanted to go ahead and give you guys a how to play Orion's Spur video, because we know that you're interested in getting deeper into some of the mechanics and learning how some of these particular species actually interact during battle. But one of the main things in that is going to be your ship cards, because this is the main feature of any of the fleets. And everyone starts with the same set of cards. In this particular case, we have a little bit of an advanced setup, so your setup is going to look a little different from ours, but it has a lot of the elements that you're going to need to see. One of the first things you're going to need to do is separate each one of the decks out by their faction symbol, which you'll find on the back of each of the cards. There should be two different size decks, one for the ships and one for the tactics. The tactics can be shuffled before you get started. The ships should not be, as you have a standardized setup. One of the things you're going to find on all of the cards is that they have similar types of information. All of them are going to have underneath the name for the ships, next to the faction symbols. Each of the species is going to have their special abilities, as was hinted to during the species videos. If you have not seen those, go ahead and click the links and check those out. On the underside, underneath each of the ships is the ship abilities. Each class of ship has a different ability, and you will want to double check the icons to see when they're usable. All ships have certain characteristics. The blue is their shielding, the brown being their hull, the green being their energy. The gold is actually their recruitment cost for bringing them into your fleet, as we'll go over in one of the actions. The blue is actually your victory points. A game is played at 10 victory points. Each one of the ships you destroy is worth that number of points. You'll want to ensure that you have an appropriate number of tokens on so that you can keep track of their stats as play continues. When a ship runs completely out of hull, regardless of anything else, the ship is destroyed and handed to the opponent that destroyed it.
So now that we've seen the makeup of the cards, how about we go over some of the actions that you can take for your turn. The first action you take is the main attack action, which is you're activating your card to spend energy to play out of your tactics deck, or if the card has this ability for the style of ship, to use as well as an attack. Some of them do not, some of them do. Read each of the cards and you'll find out what each one of them does. Certain things can be better for you in defense, other ones can be better for attack, but altogether, you usually have a way of attacking, usually used through your tactics deck. You get your hand, and you can use things out of that for the energy cost. If for some reason you're lacking just that one energy to pull something you either really need to or you really want to pull off, because let's be honest, who doesn't like making the enemy ship go boom? You can overcharge and get that one extra energy. But it also causes your ship to be disabled, so you cannot use reactionaries off of it, leaving it kind of dead in the water, because you kind of shunted all your extra power, except for life support, all the way over into your weapons. For the next action you can take is special ability actions. These are usually involved with your species. In this case, I am using the Chirrup, and we have the ability Flock, as seen on each of the cards. And what this allows me to do is to play off of my flagship's energy to activate another card so that it may use its energy to attack. Now, this can be very useful, and it can be very powerful, but if I don't have the right cards or the right ships out, it's not going to be as nice to pull off as I otherwise could. So knowing when to use it and to use it for energy is important. And the reason for that is actually our last action, which is the regroup action. Because when you spend your energy, you don't get it back at the end of your turn. You actually have to take an action, the regroup action. And this allows you to, say, re-enable a ship, get all your energy back for all your ships. Now, this does not repair or heal anything on there, so your shields and your hull stay the same. But it also allows you to draw back up to 7, and if you have, let's say, like the captain card, and you draw it, you could also play that on the turn. You just cannot use attack cards. You can heal other things, but on your regroup action, you may not initiate conflict with another ship. You also may rearrange your fleet, so if like one ship's getting a little bit damaged, you don't have things to heal it, you can put it farther in the back and not take as much damage. The last thing you can do is you can spend your recruitment points to gain new ships. Now, each of those will have their listed cost on there, like we've shown previously, and if you pull out a bigger ship than anything you have out there, it becomes the flagship. Otherwise, you may arrange it as you see fit on the grid that would normally be in for play, which is 2 rows and 5 columns.